The Kenyan police, it has been changing its stance very rapidly, repeatedly, every day there is a new version. The latest version that I was reading was that there was a retaliation, there was a fire from the vehicle in which Arshad Sharif was sitting at that time. So what's going on? Why is there a change in a story after every few hours?
That caught us off guard because, that narrative was not there in the initial police, incident report, which was captured by the police station in which where the scene happened. So it's a developed narrative that we are yet to understand because we have not even seen the officer who they say was shot at. So, and it doesn't also add up because initially they said that they flagged the vehicle down, then they refused to stop, and that's why now they were shooting at the vehicle. So now to say that they were shooting because there was a retaliation of fire does not add up.
All right. So I was also looking at a couple of tweets from the other Kenyan journalists, and they were saying that an independent commission, especially it should constitute journalists and other investigators from from any reputed international body. They should be investigating Arshad Sharif's case. Can we rely on the Kenyan police, because obviously they're the ones who shot him in the first place, and then Pakistani team is also coming over there? What is the chance of a joint investigation happening in the Arshad case?
Well, I think, if you ask me, I think there are two things. Now, there is a new regime in the country, and the regime has made it very clear that they are against any police excesses, shootings, or disappearances. So on that account, and there has been a lot of changes within the police.
Mr. Kibi, I was reading this tweet, and it's done by a journalist in Kenya. Let me read that tweet to you. They're saying that the Pakistani government cannot purport to lead an inquest into the plot and killing of Arshad Sharif. As it stands, they are suspects given the circumstances leading to the violent murder, and the inquest should be led by an independent international agency. So this is a demand of Kenyan media also. Do you think that any action will be taken on this demand? Do you think that an independent body will be able to investigate Arshad's case?
I think that tweet was done by one of the leading lawyers in Kenya, who's called Ahmed Nasir Abdullahi, and I think he has a point. I think he's reacting to what we are hearing here, that Arshad Sharif had actually, fled Pakistani because of, we understand, it was a critique of the government.
Yes.
I think it's on that premise that he's saying that then Pakistani authorities cannot investigate. Now that we don't know about that, and we understand a team that has been, there's a team from Pakistan that should come and maybe jointly have an investigation. Maybe an independent, joint investigation team would have better chances of getting deeper into the problem, into the case, rather than having, Kenya police investigating themselves or Pakistani authorities, taking up the case, because I think also they actually need the support of the Kenya police or investigators. But I have also to add that in Kenya we have what we call the Independent Policing Oversight Authority, called IPOA, which checks on the excesses of the police service or the police officers. They've already taken over the investigation into that killing. On Monday, they dispatched a team to the scene, and they have told us that they're investigating the matter.
Okay.
And the police officers who actually involved the shooting have already been disarmed, and they have been questioned as well. Yes.
So, Mr. Kibi, what is the track record of such cases? Because our understanding is that, I saw a documentary on Al Jazeera also, that the Kenyan police has been very frequently involved in getting rid of people on behalf of powerful entities all across the world. So can you give us an example of certain murder in Kenya where police was indicted? Has it ever happened before that a complete investigation was done and someone was actually indicted from the police force?
Yes, there is the killing of a prominent lawyer called Willie Kimani, who was killed by police officers. Four were charged, 3 were found guilty, 1 was acquitted. And this, the lawyer was a human rights lawyer who was following on a case in which, a police officer was accused of intimidating a motorist, and this guy had gone to the IPOA, the Police Oversight Authority, to report this particular police officer. They ended up killing the lawyer, the client, and the driver. So that is one of the latest cases in which authorities, not actually, this IPOA institution and other, human rights organizations, which have been able to push a case up to, to a prosecution, and a ruling has been issued in their favor. But then the record of, there have been, for example, a new report was released in which the police have been indicted of disappearing or killing 122 people in Kenya. So we are having more and more cases of targeted extrajudicial killings, but the convictions have not been many. The convictions have not been many. Yes.
There's also another important question that I wanted to ask you, Mr. Kibi. Do you know anything about belongings of Arshad Sharif? For example, his mobile phones. I think he had his other equipment also on him at that time. Has police mentioned it in their initial report? Have they confiscated anything? Have they got any evidence from the site of the shooting?
Well, of course, they have. They took, the normal the evidence you take from a scene, and the vehicle that he was traveling in is already at a police station called Kiserian. And in one of the photos that I've seen, there was a phone that was on the dashboard. So I think, as normal, I think either the police are likely to have taken the things that were found in the scene, but they have not spoken about it. Yeah, but normally, when they reach a scene, they take every other, equipment that might help with investigations or that kind of stuff. Yes.
Thank you.